Welcome back to the Sawmill, guys. It is Monday, August 26th. This month's about over with. Time is flying by. It's a nice cool morning here at the Sawmill. Humidity's real low today. It's been cool all weekend. It's about 65 right now. Hopefully the fall's going to come on a lot sooner than we thought and this hot weather will move out. Been awful hot and muggy this summer. Humidity's been terrible. No sawmilling today, but what we're going to be doing is building a wall here in the shop. Actually multiple walls. Probably probably 7 sections of wall. We'll get one of them done today because it's the most important, because I need to run an outlet on that wall to run the planer. I did have the planer over here by the church pew where I sit and have lunch at every day or whatever, take breaks at, but it didn't really line up really well. I didn't like it over there. The configuration wasn't really what I was wanting, so I got it moved over here now in the middle of the shop so it's more wide open. But I got to run an outlet over there to take care of that because it runs off 220 and the 110 outlets won't handle it. But it should be a good little project though. Just got to run the wire overhead and run it down into some conduit and we'll be powered right back up. So before we get started, I'll get the camera and give you guys a little shop tour. I've done a lot of work in here in the past week and kind of show you what we're looking at and what my plans are as far as the shop goes. And I've done any work in here since the fall when I came in here and insulated these 2 walls and start putting up some proper paneling, I guess you would call it. It's pine, but it's shiplap paneling. But things are coming together. I did do the spray foam, so that's the last thing we've done in here, I guess, was the spray foam. And sure made things a lot cooler in here. I'm looking up constantly because there's a giant hornet flying above my head. Keep an eye on him. I got both doors open because the humidity is low today. But hopefully he'll fly out of here. There he goes. I'll show you guys around and then we'll start building some walls. Something I'm going to take care of tomorrow, weather permitting. My buddy Ken does window tinting for a living. I used to work with him at the police department years ago. Good guy. He left as well to start his own business I think he left about a year after I did. But he's going to come over tomorrow, weather permitting. It's supposed to rain though, who knows. And on these windows here, there's 2 of them on this wall. This is the south facing wall, so you get a lot of sunlight in here during the daytime. In the summertime, that's horrible. It makes it too hot in here, but in the wintertime, it's good because it helps you warm up. But we got the gas stove in here, so in the wintertime, we should be okay once we get this insulation done. So I think it's going to be a good idea just to tint those windows and kind of keep the heat out of here during the summertime, and it might help out with the humidity as well. So he'll be here tomorrow to tint those and get that took care of on the 2 south facing walls. So when you first come into the shop right here beside the door, I have what I call my pride and joy right here. These old metal organizers, and these are just so handy to have. Whenever I can find these, I pick them up. I find them on Craigslist and Facebook, estate sales, and they're just so handy. They're old school. I don't know when they was made, years ago. They're solid metal. Got little dividers in here as well for your tools. You can get a little label maker like I do and put the labels on each drawer. And just super handy for keeping stuff organized in your shop. This green one I bought when we moved over here. And on Facebook Marketplace last week, these 2 blue ones right here were on there for $50 for both of them. Now the only thing wrong with them, they're missing a few drawers right here, but I could care less about that. I was just tickled to death to get a hold of them. But $50. This one right here was $50 just by itself. I got both of them for $50 last week, and they're full of stuff. I've not even went through them yet. They have labels on them already from the last person who owned them, and there's a lot of stuff in them. There's nipples, there's bearings, a lot of nails in them. I went through this one already. I need to go through this bottom one and relabel everything and get going. But if you can find these things, grab them because you can get them super cheap and they're so handy. And if you go to Lowe's or Home Depot to try to find something like this with this much quality, you're not going to find it. They're going to have plastic drawers or just real thin metal. It's just going to be junk. This stuff right here is built to last. Love these things. Hard to beat. And right here you got some of the walls that we've been building. That's shiplap pre-finished pine. I get that at a distribution plant about an hour away. You get it real cheap because it's their second and thirds. It's not their first. The first ones go to Lowe's and Home Depot. The second and third, which are the rejects, they sell down there really cheap. And right below there, I got my money pit, which is also called Festool. And you guys who have Festools out there know what I'm talking about. You start buying those boxes with the green caps on them. You'll get a lot of money invested in that stuff fast, but man, do they work good. That is just really nice stuff. I got the router, 2 sanders, the domino, the track saw. Great stuff right there. Great quality. It's just hard on the pocketbook, guys. That is some expensive stuff. I got an email this morning about an older video asking about these little holders for the clamps, these little organizers rather. And I got those from Rockler. So if you go to Rockler, or I'll leave a link down below to Amazon as well. I think they both got them. That's where you can find those clamp holders, and they're super handy. Good to have. Turn the camera over here. Got the workbench right there. Got some MDF line on it and a clamp. I'm gonna try to build me a planer sled. Hopefully by the end of this week, we'll do a video on that also. I've never built one of those, but we'll see how it goes. So over here in the middle, I got a little church pew that I sit on when I need to take a break. I got a little table there with the radio on it, charging devices, stuff like that. Little refrigerator, got the power panel. Up above it, I got a shelf right there with all my moisture meters and all my measuring tapes on it. Got a pretty neat little sign that a buddy of mine made me with his router. It's got the company name on it. That's pretty interesting. I thought that was pretty neat. Got a clipboard right there made of, I think that's made of maple and walnut and something else. I can't recall. Had a subscriber send me that. Over here, if I can get this thing to pan pretty smoothly, I got another handy thing to have in your shop, file cabinets. And this is just like those organizers. You can just, label it up and put whatever. I got one for sandpaper, one for drill bits, electrical equipment, safety one with glasses and gloves and a first aid kit. Just very handy to have. And you get these off of Craigslist for 20 bucks a piece. Some of them I got for free. Just really good things for storage. And you can really pile the stuff in here and label them and stay organized. Here's the back wall of the shop. I got some of this stuff moved away from the wall because I'm going to be working back there today. Here's the grizzly planer, and that's the main reason for doing the electrical work today. It was over here, kind of close to where the church pew was, but I didn't like where it was. It had a hard time feeding wood into it, and it was blocking my main table over there where I do my charging. So I thought right here in the middle would be a better configuration for it. See how that goes. If I don't like it, I'll just move it again. So I got my joiner right here behind me. It's a 6-inch grizzly. Got our shave horse right here in the floor for green woodworking. Love that shave horse. Dust collection right behind me. That's a Harbor Freight dust collector. A bunch of lumber behind me on that wall. I got some benches back here with a lot of hand tools on it that I need to find a home for. We got our dehumidifier back here as well, close to where the wood is stored at. That's another reason to finish this insulation. It's important to have good humidity control in a building where lumber is being stored, especially kiln dried lumber. And I got my heat source back here in the back. It's a propane heater with a 100-pound tank and just a lot of cutoffs stored behind it as well. And my tool chest right here behind me with all my hand tools in it.
I'm going to plow that ground all over again with this one. Rather, I'm going to point out some of the differences between this pour and that one. The differences can almost entirely be explained if we think about allowable tolerances. Now, I've mentioned allowable tolerances in connection with construction choices before.
We'll be building these walls out of yellow pine. And this is a 2x3. It's a nominal size, so it's 1.5 by 2.5 inches. And this was actually a 2x10 that I sawed down with the sawmill about a month ago. And I had those left over from a project I never done at the other house, so I went ahead and made good use of them, made 2x3s out of them. And that's also cheaper than buying 2x3s at the store. If you buy a 2x10, if you have a sawmill, it's cheaper to get a 2x10 and saw it down into what you need instead of buying 2x3s. It actually saved me about $5, I think, overall. Now, I'm not using 2x4s because I don't need that structure. I don't need that strength. I'm just looking for something to hold insulation in, to make a barrier between me and the metal wall, and also establish something I can put some shelves on or hang some tools on. Because that metal, the metal walls in there, you can't do nothing with them. They're kind of helpless when it comes to trying to hang stuff on them. It just ain't going to happen. 2x3s are a good size and they fit in there perfectly beside those metal posts that are already existing. So I'm going to cut 2 of these at 58 inches and we'll lay it on the floor and start framing up the walls and stand them up. When I'm building a small little wall like this to go into an existing structure, I just like to lay it on the floor and build the whole entire wall, then just stand it up and pin it in place. Makes it a lot easier, I think, and you can make it a lot stouter as well by building it without having to work around the wall itself when you're putting it up.